Hi guys, and welcome to Piano and Keyboard Artist, where we discuss the artists related to pianos, keyboards and synthesizers. And welcome to the Christmas Special 2020. Merry Christmas. This is pink gin and tonic, compliments of my wingman Simon Forsyth. Thank you, brother. Now, if you're sitting there wondering, Vaughn, you don't look very Christmassy, why have you not made the effort? Well, I had a lovely Christmas hat which I wore on my Christmas show last year. I've lost it because we've moved premises, but I thought as a consolation I would wear one of my favorite scarves, which is the Depeche Mode Poland scarf. And I want to make a special shout out to all my Polish subscribers. Where's the Poland? Is it? Oh, there it is here. Depeche Mode Poland. Right, and today's video is about Band Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas, released in 1984. Now, this is probably one of my favorite Christmas songs. I personally am not a big fan of Christmas. That's probably because due to years of working in retail, I used to work in retail and I was a restaurant manager. And every time Christmas comes around, I just felt burnt out and worn out. And it's funny, I'm no longer in retail or catering, but I've done so many years in catering and retail that by the time I get to Christmas, I am just absolutely worn out. And just before we get onto the song, one of the things that comes to my mind now, I have a dear friend called Julie, love her to bits, and she used to work for me when I was a restaurant manager. She was a waitress and then she was a supervisor, and we've been best of friends ever since. And she's got a great sense of humor, and I remember at Christmas times working in a chain restaurant, they always had this cheesy prescribed music. You can't actually change it. All you can change is the volume because the head office send you the songs down the phone line. Anyway, and I know every Christmas that bloody Mistletoe and Wine from Cliff Richard used to come on, and I was always like, oh, Julie, I hate this song. And long story short, Julie used to always buy me a Cliff Richard calendar without fail for every year since we became friends. She would, every Christmas, she would buy me a Cliff Richard calendar. Until one year, of course, she never bought me a Cliff Richard calendar. So I said, Julie, where's my calendar? And she said, Vaughn, I'm sorry to tell you, but Cliff Richard is no longer producing calendars. And I thought, oh God, Christmas is cancelled. Anyway, cheers to you guys. It's been one hell of a year. And I know a lot of us have struggled and suffered. But let's use the next few minutes together, or half an hour in my case, to focus on the song Do They Know It's Christmas by Band Aid. Now, this is one of those songs, it is probably the only Christmas song that doesn't wind me up. In fact, it's probably the Christmas song that I would go so far as to say I love this song. When the song is playing, I will go to the radio or wherever it's playing and I will turn it up. I really, really love this song. And I was watching it this morning, just to brush up for this video. And watching it, I felt very happy, nostalgic, but somewhat sad at the same time, because it just brings back memories of a happier time. I remember hearing this the first time when I was very, very young. And it always has such a fond place in my heart. I can picture where I was at the time when I first heard it, and the memories are so vivid. The sincerity of this song is something that you just feel it. It is so, so sincere. And there are many, many reasons for that. And, we also go back, it takes me back to an earlier time where the world seemed a little bit more innocent, a little bit more simple. And I don't want to get cynical, but it also takes me back to a time where you felt that things were done for sincerity and not necessarily for corporate gain. And I can't help thinking these days that a lot of celebrities, the celebrity types, do things because of, for virtue signaling and things like that. And that's why I love Ricky Gervais when he tears the arse out of these celebrities. Of course, there are those celebrities who I believe are sincere and well-intended, but I've become a little bit cynical in my old age. Whenever I see a celebrity doing something for charity, I can't help wondering, oh, have they got a movie coming out? Is there a book coming out? And 9 times out of 10 there is. However, I am aware of the fact that there are, of course, those celebrities in the minority, I feel, who will do things out of the kindness of their heart and not for publicity and things like that. And I feel sorry for them, because I feel that if they are trying to do something which they mean from the goodness of their heart, people like me will be going, oh no, you're virtue signaling, and I shouldn't be like that. I should be better than that. But anyway, you know where I'm coming from. But coming back to this song, I just feel this song just ticked every box as far as what it was trying to achieve. Of course, it was released in 1984, Christmas 1984, produced in, it was recorded in November the 23rd, yes, 23rd of November. And of course, it was written by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, and it was produced by Midge Ure and Trevor Horn. But it has such sincerity running through this song. I also feel that this whole thing just seemed to flow. It was done very, very quickly. You can read up about it. I'm not going to go into the facts on this video. I'm just going to talk about my feelings about this song. But you just feel that everything in this song was done from a place of utter sincerity. I feel that it probably just went very quickly. They went in and they just did it. And it's interesting when you watch the behind the scenes footage of, Sir Bob Geldof playing the guitar and kind of singing it. You can hear the kind of folk vibe that he brings to it. And which it obviously changed a lot by the time we get to the end result. Watching this song, as I say, was very emotional for me, because it does take me back to that's just life. We always think life was better when we were younger. But it was great to see all the great artists. And of course, I promised you guys earlier on this year I was going to do a video at some point on Band Aid, Live Aid 85, which I believe was probably the most outstanding concert in the history of modern music. I mean, just think, you had Bowie, you had Queen, you had everyone who was everyone at the top of their game. But anyway, this was kind of like the precursor to it. This was done because I believe it was Bob Geldof who, this was back in between 1983 and 85, Ethiopia were having a huge famine, and Bob Geldof saw this. It really moved him. He teamed up with Midge Ure and they wrote this song. And it just absolutely flowed. I'm going to run through the chords just now, and we're going to kind of just flow through it. But the whole feel of the song is amazing. It's fundamentally 3 chords, and it's proof that a great song need only be 3 chords. That's why I'm not a fan of jazz, where they use every chord all the time. Something you notice when you watch this video is just how young they all were. It's some of the greatest artists, of the 80s in their prime. There's Sting, there was Marilyn with the Boomtown Rats, Spandau Ballet, Duran Duran, Bono, all of them. Talking of Bono, I remember seeing on a documentary when Bono sings his famous line, "Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you." I remember that one of the recording engineers actually said, "Wow, that guy's got an amazing voice," and they were like, "Have you never heard of Bono?" Anyway, that's just something that stood out to me. Love this song. It obviously was re-released 20 years later for Band Aid 20, it was called, and then I think in 2014. And I don't want to sort of criticize their intentions. It's very noble wanting to re-release it again. However, both of the re-releases of that song just cannot measure up to the original. The original just had a sincerity about it, which I'm going to sort of demonstrate when I run through the chords. There was no sort of attempt to make the production clever. Of course, this came out in 1984, so it was very current and modern sounding at the time. But if you compare it to the later versions which were released, Band Aid 20, and then of course the Band Aid 2014, they just don't do anything for me, because I just feel they feel too kind of rehearsed. Whereas I just get the feeling that this particular Band Aid 84 was done very quickly from the initial idea to getting everyone involved, and it just, I believe it moved very quickly. And that's also something I'm always talking about, when it comes to music production, is when you're producing a song. I don't want to turn this into a geek talk discussion, but there is just a gestation period when you're working on a song. Not only song, even if it's art. I personally feel that if you spend too much time on it, there is a period where you start losing interest, or the magic. So every creative endeavor needs I believe it has a limited period in which it needs to take place. Otherwise the enthusiasm starts dissipating. I know I'm getting very philosophical here, but I feel that this song was done very quickly, and they just captured the magic and the essence. Now, I don't know how true this is. I believe it is possibly true. I remember reading or hearing on some documentaries and stuff that this was done on a Sunday, and a lot of them were hungover when they came to record this. And I don't know how true this was, but apparently cocaine was given out to some of them as well. And there are rumors that you can even see cocaine under some of their noses when they're singing. I don't know. I haven't looked into that. And then, of course, this also caused a bit of criticism from people saying, you've got these rich, privileged celebrities singing about poverty in Africa. What do they know? I don't want to get into that. All I get when I hear this song is absolute sincerity and good vibes. And as I say, this is my favorite Christmas song of all times, and it always will be. It's certainly a lot more uplifting than Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Right, let's jump into the structure of this song. Now, as I say, it's fundamentally 3 chords. And what I love about the production of the song, we're only going to talk about the Band-Aid 84. I really got no interest in the 2 that followed. No disrespect, but the original is just the best. And what I loved about it, it's direct and sincere delivery. Of course, listening to it now, I don't want to say it sounds dated. Of course, it sounds retro. It would have sounded very modern at the time. But this is something I love about 80s production, and it's something I've been talking about on my channel, is just how, if we look at great anthems like Crockett's theme from Miami Vice, and there are many others as well, it's just how direct and straightforward they are. It's kind of like everything is there to move the song forward. There's nothing there that's trying to be clever. It's just direct and fundamental, and it gets the emotion and idea across. And I don't know if I've explained myself properly, but I think you know what I mean. But like, if we look at the bass line of the song, it's just the it's that pray for the other one. It's just that. Of course, when we look at the later versions which were released, they, it's all very they kind of mellowed it out, and yeah, it was lame. But yeah, the 84 version is absolutely priceless. And this is fundamentally 3 chords, and it starts very sparsely, and it gets you in. It gets your attention, and then you have Paul Young all by himself going, "It's Christmas time," to the G. "There's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we let in life and we banish shame." Just those 3 chords. And then it's Boy George that comes in on the next line. "But in our world of plenty, we can spare a smile of joy. Put your arms around the world at Christmas time." Then we get George Michael coming in. "But say a prayer, pray for the other one. At Christmas time, it's hard, but when you're having fun." And then I think it's Simon Le Bon comes in. "There's a world outside your window, and it's a world of tragedy, tragic fear, where the only water flowing is the bitter sting of tears." And I always loved it when it got to the part where it said, "the bitter sting of tears." And as they sang that, the camera panned onto Sting. I don't know how many of you noticed that, but yeah, I did. And then it goes to, and the Christmas bells that ring there. Da, 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 da. Don't know that line. Then we've got the iconic Bono line. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. And he really sings it out and it really soars. And then they all come in at this next part. And there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. Then it's got this. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life. Then Boy George goes, oh, oh. Then, when nothing ever grows, no rain or rivers flow, do they know it's Christmas time at all? And then in comes the iconic little melodic riff. Then comes in the bridge, which is fundamentally just 2 chords on the A minor. Here's to you, raise a glass for everyone. Here's to them underneath that mud and sun. And then to the F. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Then back to the C with the iconic little melody again. And then, of course, the huge chorus. Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time again. And it's, you know, it's layered with harmonies. It's fundamentally just the 3 chords. Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time again. And it just goes on, and that's the song. It's very, very simple, but this song proves, like most great songs, simplicity and sincerity is what makes a great song. Fundamentally 3 chords to the song, that's all there is. Sláinte go mire. Of course, there is a lot more detail we could delve into in this, but I'm sure you want to enjoy your Christmas, and I want to enjoy mine too. So, my friends, I just want to say thank you for your support this year so far. I'm going to put out another video next week, just before New Year's, just to recap on the year and to celebrate the fact that we've seen the back of this black year 2020. I know a lot of people have struggled, and I think it's more important now than ever to focus on what makes you happy. You know, I was talking to my patrons the other day. We had our Christmas Zoom chat, and I hate to preach to people, but I do think now more than ever, now that the world has taken a nightmare pill, we do need to focus more on what makes us happy. And that's not selfish, because when you're happy and you're doing well, it'll spill over onto other people. It's a little bit like the analogy, here comes another cheesy metaphor. When you're in a plane and the oxygen falls down, you know, they say when the oxygen masks fall down, they always tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you help someone else, because if you help someone else first, there is a chance that you might lose consciousness. Okay, that's very dramatic, but I think the same applies to life, is to make sure you're happy and focusing on what you can do and to make yourself happy, and it will spill over onto other people. That's very, very important, and it's just something that I learned the hard way, because many years ago as well, I always put other people before myself. And although I'm not selfish these days, I'm certainly not. I know that when we take the time to look after ourselves, we are better and better equipped at helping others. And if you're having a hard time, just know that you're not alone. There's a lot of people who are, struggling, and just know that if you're part of this community, I love you for being here. And I think a lot of people here have been very, very supportive towards each other. So reach out, whether it be on the Facebook group or in the channel, in the comments below. Right, friends. Okay, let me have one more sip. Oh, I'm going to have some breakfast now. Right, my friends, and now it's up to you. In the comments section below, leave your comments. What do you think of this Band-Aid song? Anything you'd like to say about it? Do you like it? Do you think it sucks? Is it your favorite song like mine, or isn't it? Anything you want to say, any memories that this brings back to you. In fact, anything you want to say about Christmas, or anything you want to say about Christmas, just get it off on your chest in the comments below. Once again, if you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. I want to thank you to those of you who have subscribed and helped make this channel the success that it is, and I am very eternally grateful to you. If you want to get more in-depth content and support this channel, there is the Patreon channel which you can support as well. Links in the description below. And I just wish you all the best for Christmas, my friends. Have a blessed one, be safe, and I will see you on the next video, which is just before New Year's. Be safe. Adios.